Hey Eva, hey Fab. Dang, Eva, I haven't seen you in a long time. Yeah, a long time no see. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Well, I've had better days, but I'm surviving. So what about you? I haven't seen you on Twitch in forever. But yeah, sorry for the long wait. I was trying to get something to eat before it got way too late. I won't be on for too long, though, because I got on pretty late. I just noticed it's 9 o'clock already. Gosh dang. I might be able to stream for 2 hours. Oh well, at least I'm here, you know. Could be worse, as in not streaming, so... Alright, here we go. So, tonight we'll be playing some Breath of Fire for the first time. I mean, I have played a little bit back in the day, but... especially for retro achievements, is the first time. And for completing the game, it'll be the first time. I can't remember how far I got in this game, but it wasn't that far. And I have played a little bit of Breath of Fire 2 as well. Breath of Fire 2 seemed to be better than this one. But after I master this one on retro achievements, one day I'll go to the second one. And then the third one and fourth on the PS1. Oh no. This controller, dude. I think this controller is having issues where it's losing connection or something. It used to not do this, but I might have to get this replaced. I do have 2 or 3 other SNES controllers. Thinking maybe I should just replace this one. Man, what the heck, dude? Why is it doing this? Oh, it had no, it's still connected. Like my controller map is showing that it's responding to my button presses. So it could be an emulator issue. I have done some tinkering to the emulator, but apparently it hasn't fixed it. And it just started this actually not too long ago. So I don't know. See, input configuration. Up, left, down, right. B, A, Y, X. Start, select, L, R. Okay. I'll just wait a little bit, let it play that intro. But yeah, if I keep losing controller connection with this emulator, I'm gonna have to figure something out here. Because I wouldn't want to speedrun and then all of a sudden my controller loses connection. That would suck. I haven't streamed in about 9 days or so. In that time, in terms of gaming, I've just done a lot of background stuff, pretty much. Like updating my music playlist. Going through the entire SNES game list, which took a long time. It took me like 7 days or something crazy. Of course, has to be dark something. Dark dragons. Typical RPG. Wow, this is one long intro. I feel like it's something you'd miss if you didn't sit there and wait for it to pop up. Alright, let's go. Whoa, wait, what? What happened? Oh, I can only have 4 letters. What the heck is this? I guess I can just be Aaron with 1 A. You done messed up, Aaron? Perfect. Message speed, normal. Oh, I guess I can switch them if I want to, huh? Wait, how do I switch it? Huh? Oh. I had to make one of them a Y or an X or something, so then... That's stupid. It should just... You just click on this and they'll flip. They'll switch. Yeah, make it where, like it's American. Because... The Japanese, they always use the A for... Like, select and cancel for B. And over here in America, most... Even though this is a United States game... Because I'm not using the Japanese version. It's kind of weird. But yeah, choose would be, you know, B, and then cancel would be A. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Wait, how did I get out of here? Hello? Oh. Had it select, not start. Alright, game start. Did my controller lose connection again? I might have to put in a new controller. I don't even know if it is this controller or if it's just something's going on now. I don't know. Something keeps flagging it that it's disconnecting or something. Because my controller map is still working, so my controller's still registered. Oh, buddy. I used to not have this issue, and it just started happening a few days ago. I need to look this up and see what's going on. Even though I've already looked up information. My SNES 9X keeps losing controller connection. Randomly. Windows API issues. Was it like a Windows update or something that caused it? Let's see, to fix this, disable pause when inactive. I don't have that. See, that's pause when inactive. Yeah. Ensure control. My controller's wired. And check for driver updates. What driver update? Or try remapping inputs and input. I already did all that. I don't understand why I keep losing connection. A, Y, X. Start, select, L, R. I wonder if it's one of my applications that's causing it or something. That I'm using whenever I'm streaming. Man, this is frustrating. Yeah, this started happening after I was going through my entire SNES game list, like going through every single game, 500 to 600 games. And it started to show this issue where my controller would lose connection for some reason. And I don't understand what's causing it. Why it even started. I thought maybe it was because I was going through too many games in a short period of time. Or something, but maybe it's a bug or a glitch or something, I don't know. Because I used to not have this issue. Until I went through all those games and then it started to happen randomly, so I don't know. And it's not the hotkeys. First blood. Hey Jelly. Welcome on in. See, left, down, right, A, Y, X, start, select, L, R. Almost like it's not. Oh, because I have it in controller too. Man, I keep losing controller connection for some reason. This started, like I said, when I was going through my entire SNES game list this past week. And for some reason, after going through all those games, I keep losing controller connection. So I don't know if it's like some sort of bug that I ran into after going through like each single game. It just started to happen, I don't know, a few days in. So I don't know. I don't know if it's actually this controller or it's the emulation or something else. And I tried doing certain things on my computer to hopefully fix it. Some of the information I was getting on Google, but nothing has worked. Yeah, Breath of Fire. That's what we're playing tonight. I won't be on for too long. Just about 2 hours or so. But I'm already running into controller issues, so I don't know, man. Feels bad. What if I disable all these for Joypad 2, because I don't ever use it? I'm not too sure. Alright, enable it again. See, up, left, down, right. Start select R. Yeah, the emulator for some reason keeps disconnecting or losing the connection with the controller. Briefly, like randomly, and then the controller won't work. I don't understand. Enabled. And I had to keep clicking detect gamepad changed in order for it to work again. Wait, can I run? End? Oh. What's the point of that when you can just click cancel? Also, there's gonna be a lot of hidden stuff, I betcha. It's gonna be one of those games. I know what I'm gonna do. Fast. Yeah, there we go. That's better. I've heard that it's very important to talk to every single person in the game. Wait, what the? Oh, she's gonna turn everybody to stone so they don't die from the fire and all that. I betcha. See? Oh. I thought I lost controller connection again. So we're part of the Light Dragon family, huh? And that's where the blue hair comes from. Lineage, I guess. Mm. Let's see. Hopefully I don't lose controller connection again. I also disabled all the buttons for joypad 2. I didn't know if that would fix anything, but it doesn't hurt to try stuff, because you never know. Ooh, monies. Come back if I need a rest. I can't rest. The stairway's broken. And the inn's destroyed. Oh, that's sell. Okay. What's the question mark? Oh, it tells you what they are. You can travel while avoiding enemies with this item. They come in handy. Changes zombies back to normal. Going to assume, like, if you die or something. And I lost controller connection. Dude. I can't play like this. This is just... This is horrible. There's nothing that tells me that I lost internet or lost controller connection. I just... The button stopped working. There could be something wrong with this controller or the USB I'm using in the back. Yeah, it's a USB controller. I'm gonna switch the USB in the back or something. Okay, I switched the USB. Probably isn't gonna fix it. because I've done this before. Like I said, it started happening after I went through all those games for my Super Nintendo. Like 500 to 600 games. I was going through every single one. And like a few days in, I noticed after I went through like a couple hundred or 300 or whatever, I started noticing my controller was losing connection with the emulators. So I don't know. The SNES 9X. Oh my god, dude. Switching the USB just messed it up. You think so? You might have a stray configuration file messing with each other after doing so many games. You think so? Yeah, it started happening after going through each game. Boom, 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 and eventually it started happening. And I did all sorts of stuff. I switched the USBs. I went with certain things that Google said with like detecting gamepad and making sure the USBs don't power save on Windows and all this other crap. And to no avail, nothing has worked. I'm gonna have to shut this off now because I switched the USB. Oh no, it's not RetroArch. I'm using SNES 9X, like the actual emulator, the standalone emulator. Controller configuration files. I wonder where I could find those. Yeah, I tried like the regular. I was using the regular SNES 9X emulator, and I use obviously the RA SNES 9X emulator. I mean, they're the same emulation, other than the RA SNES uses, you know, RA features and stuff. But I was using the original SNES 9X for just going through the games. And that's when I was finding the issues on that emulator, and right now I'm using the RA SNES 9X and it's doing the same thing, so I don't know. Very odd, and it's never happened before. For the controller configuration files, it has to be something that's going on here. BAYX start select LR, because my controller map would be working still and everything, but then I don't know. I had to detect gamepad change. Hey, Christina. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Well, my SNES 9X stuff has its own folder in my emulators. So emulators, Super Nintendo. Wait, let me go to the RA SNES first, since I'm using it right now. Okay, so I have the folders. I have BIOS, cheats, overlay, RA cache, ROMs, saves, change. Oh, see, no, that's text documents. Oh, I have an RA prefs, RA SNES 9X configuration file, and then a SNES 9X configuration file. See, recent games. No. I don't know. Wait, handler, joystick. Hashtag on to detect. Game controller buttons assigned to hotkeys. Oh crap, somebody's calling. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Super Nintendo was where I feel like music started to shine, even more so. Like, there were some good songs from the NES era, but in terms of like overall quality, I think it really started to shine during the Super Nintendo. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out why this controller is losing connection. Although I did find the handler. I want to look that up because I remember reading about that or something. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, there's a controls window, hotkeys, handler, joystick. But why is that turned on? Maybe that's what I need to turn off.
So this what being a loser feels like.
Oh, it's PC. PC emulation. Maybe that could be the issue. The handler joystick for on to detect game controller buttons assigned to hotkeys. I'm not using hotkeys anymore on my controller. I was using it for the first time for the 7th Saga when I was trying to master it. And I used select to speed up the emulator. I turned that off though. Maybe that's what's causing the issues. Not too sure. I might have to turn this. I'm gonna have to turn this off, aren't I? Oh wait, let me save it first. Let's go save. Wait, how do you save? Or maybe I can save it because I don't want to do this again. Maybe I'll save it on the world map. Alrighty. Yeah, how do you save in this game? Usually it'd be in options or something, or maybe right here. This is probably where you save. Okay, yeah. Your journey has been recorded. Okay, I'm gonna shut this off. I'm gonna work on the configuration. Let me put on some music here while I'm doing this, so it's not total quietness. Okay, there we go. Bam. Feels good, man. See. Oh, you've played Breath of Fire before on the Super Nintendo? Wait, why did you mess up? What did you do? What? Is there any music going on right now? Dude. What the frick is going on? Okay, there's music from that. What song was that wasn't playing? Dude, that was freaking weird. I can't remember if it's this one. It might be the next song, but whatever. I'll let this one play. Oh, you had trouble early game? Huh. I did hear that it's good to talk to everybody in this game, or you can't get stuck. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, if you don't play a whole lot of RPG games, and you don't know all the little things that are pretty similar between them, you might get lost in them, especially when if they're a game that requires you to talk to every single person and look every nook and cranny, stuff like that. See, this stuff is what I don't understand. Yeah, also you gotta grind it out too. Don't want to forget that. Oh man, you would have had a very rough time with the 7 Saga. That game I played previously. That game was rough. Even I had trouble a couple times. And one of the times it was like, dude, this is bad. It's goofy. Even for myself, it's like, I can see a lot of people like quitting the game if running into something like this. It was pretty bad. It literally punishes you at certain points in the game if you over level. And naturally, a lot of people would, you know, try to be ahead of the curve by leveling up beforehand or something, so a boss or whatever isn't too tough. No, not 7 Saga. There's a couple points in the game where it's like you level up too much, that enemy or whatever is going to be even worse. And I had to find some sort of workaround just to be able to beat them, and it was pretty silly. It was stupid. That's funny. Yep. Goes back to my Harvest Moon, or Stardew Valley. I did hear Silksong was pretty tough though. But a lot of people don't realize Silksong was supposed to be an expansion to the first game. And so the reason why it was probably tougher in ways is because them making it like an expansion, it expects people to already know how to play the game that played the first one. So if you've beaten the first one, you should be pretty good at the game at that point. So when you do Silk Song, which was supposed to be an expansion, your skills should be good enough to do it. But instead they made Silk Song its own standalone sequel. And so there you go. That's probably what happened. Well, did you beat Hollow Knight first? Before you played Silk Song? But like I said, Silk Song was supposed to be like an expansion pack, so in terms of like skill, it's going to be harder in ways, I think, than Hollow Knight. Although I did hear they added a difficulty changer or something like that for Silk Song. Don't know if it was like an easier mode or something. Oh god. He played Hollow Knight after Silk Song. He shouldn't have done that. Yep, you done messed up. I mean, there's nothing wrong in that. If it's causing frustration and stress and stuff, why not go back to a game that just, you know, that's relaxing and, you know, just, who wants to be stressed all the time and frustrated playing games, you know? Unless you're a masochist and you like getting punished. Which I'm kind of like that sometimes. Yeah. That's also true in terms of like certain genres. Some people are just going to be naturally better because that's something they played more of when they were younger. Like fighting games, for instance. Like you could be like one of the greatest shooter players out there, you know, like Call of Duty and stuff like that, or Guitar Hero, or one of the best rhythm players, or one of the best RPG players, but when you go and play like a fighting game, you're a total noob. You're one of the people that are just pressing buttons and don't even know what to do, you know. It goes the same way with other hard games, like running guns, such as Contra 3, or Dark Souls, or whatever, what have you, or any other platformers. And if you even have the interest to even get better at it. You know what I mean? Because you gotta have the interest, the passion to keep going to get good at the game. If you're not really feeling it, you know, the gameplay, just the vibe, just the atmosphere, something about it, it just doesn't feel right to you. More likely, it's not because you can't get good at the game. It's just that you don't really care to get good at the game. Because it's just not... It doesn't feel worth it to you, you know? That's kind of how I feel about Dark Souls. Like, I played some Dark Souls here and there, and I was okay. And obviously I could tell I could get better, you know, just learning the mechanics and the boss movements and whatever. It's just rhythm, repetition. I've done this before in video games. But I just can't get into them for some reason. Although I'll probably try Elden Ring and Bloodborne. I heard those are the best ones. But yeah, Dark Souls 1 and 2. And I tried a little bit of 3 and I just, I don't know. I just didn't have the oomph for the passion to keep trying. Especially when I'm like running past the enemies all over again just to fight the boss again. I heard they fixed that in Elden Ring and other games. The newer ones, where when you die, you appear right next to the boss again to fight it again instead of having to run through a bunch of mobs. It just got, I don't know, I didn't like it. It was just, it got tiring after a while doing that. I was getting bored, I guess, or something. Yeah. As a streamer, for sure. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Open up this pit. But I'll for sure, I'll more likely try Elden Ring and Bloodborne just because they're more up to date, more quality of life. I might like the vibe more or something. I don't know. I did like Dark Souls 3 a bit more than 1 and 2. Cause, well, back then I think I was playing Dark Souls 1 at 30 frames or something and just felt like crap. But I tried Dark Souls 3 and it ran pretty good on the PS5. And so it did feel better that it was running at 60 frames. That's something I did like. Especially a game like that, where very slight movements are very important. Let's see, I need to focus on this. Try to fix this. Yeah, handler, joystick. On to detect game controller buttons assigned to hotkeys. May impact performance. No, turn it off. There you go. What's my favorite Castlevania game? Oh man, that's hard to say. There's so many good ones. Like, I haven't played Symphony of the Night, but I know, I can tell, I've seen it before. I will play it eventually. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I can tell that's going to be one of the top. Symphony of the Night is going to be probably one of the better ones. I have played a little bit of it, and I could tell right away, like, okay, this one's going to be good. Top 3, I would say Aria of Sorrow on Game Boy Advance was really good. I liked Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo. And I really like the DS ones, like Order of Ecclesia. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of good ones. It's hard to tell. Heck, I even had the Castlevania 64 when I was a kid. And I like that one, even though that one's controversial because of the camera angles, the camera movement, stuff like that. But I liked it when I was a kid. It was actually really creepy. It's one thing I liked about it. Oh, you talking about Super Castlevania 4 on the SNES? Yeah. That's definitely one of the better ones. You honestly can't go wrong with most of them, to be honest. Like, all 3 DS games are really good. All the SNES ones are really good, like Dracula X. I never personally played the NES ones, 1 through 3. I have played a little bit of them, but I've never beaten them or anything. Or put a lot of time into them. But yeah, I started with the Super Nintendo. I can't recall which one oh yeah, like I said, Castlevania 64 was my first Castlevania, I think. Yeah, because I didn't have Castlevania on Super Nintendo when I was a kid. How do you feel about the Castlevania 2? Simon's Quest. I think it's pretty cool how it's more open, I guess. Non-linear. Along with like the day-night cycle. That's pretty cool. But that's kind of like the black sheep between the NES Castlevanias. Because it takes the formula away from how it was in Castlevania 1 and eventually 3, where it's just you go to the right and you climb the castle until you get to Dracula. Acting true. And then 1 and true. Config file output by SNES 9X. If true, I can lock it. Prevents SNES 9X from editing this configuration file or making it read-only while it is running. Huh. Hack, secret overclock, next sprite topper, line 34. So false. Oh, I see. So you enjoy watching it more than playing, huh? I do like the more, like I said, the more open concept where it's you're in a town and you can go this way or go that way, and there's a day and night cycle and that changes things. The enemies and stuff, that's really cool. I'm surprised it didn't improve upon that mechanic. And then they went back to the original with Castlevania 3, where you just climb a castle. Oh, it's so back and forth. Kind of boring, that makes sense. Yeah, I do know there's more grinding in it. That too. Might be the grinding aspect is what turns people off. Like when they play a Castlevania game, like when they played Castlevania 1, they expected another just castle climber. And instead they got like this more open kind of Castlevania game where you have to grind like in an RPG to get hearts and stuff, to buy stuff and all that. Yeah. I think what they could have done is like lowered the grind or something. Like you didn't have to grind as much to get certain things, just to kind of pick up the pace. But they probably did that to make the game feel like it's longer, more likely. Wait. You're gonna be playing the first Castlevania? Sound, no. Sound windows, no. Net play, off. Display transparency, that's image true. Frame rate off. Okay. Just see scan lines. I can't believe I'm wasting this much time just trying to figure this out. Dang, I wasn't even gonna be on that long either. I never had this problem either until I started to go through a bunch of games, and then just all of a sudden, I don't know, dude, beats me. Okay, I'm gonna type this in Google. Maybe Google will be like, oh, it's this or something. Yeah. I can't even remember the last time Silver played Castlevania. It's been a long time. Yeah. When you're a streamer, it gives you more incentive to keep playing games and get better at them. Especially if you're someone who focuses on like retro achievements, speed runs, stuff like that. Frame skip. Rewind buffer size. Pause when inactive. False. Max recent games. I'll change that to 15, I guess. Yeah. Oh, directory. Maybe it's the directories or something. Allow left, right, false. Joypad 1 enabled. True. Yeah, the only thing I can really see the change here. Input background on, background hotkeys on. Was the handle or joystick, turning that off. Because it says on to detect game controller buttons assigned to hotkeys. But none of them are assigned to hotkeys. And it says may impact performance. So it's like I turn that off. Maybe that was the issue. I hope that was the issue. Wait, what is that? Wait, what game does that come from? Wait, why you don't say hi back to me in the donk stream? Probably because I don't see your chat message. That's why. Or I usually, when I'm talking to someone in chat, I'll sometimes not type their name in the message to highlight my message to them. But if you say like, hey, and love and stuff, you sent it to me, and then you saw down below I send like a love emote or something, it's for you. It's not, I'm sending it to donks or whatever. Yeah. I just didn't put your name in the chat, in the message. Like I'm just showing that, hey, I saw your message, you know. But sometimes I don't see, yeah, I don't see anything, yeah. Like I usually don't highlight your name, like at Christina or something like that, and where it'll highlight my message or something. But usually I'll respond down below, like I'll see your message or something. But if it'll help, I'll put your name down on the thing, like I'll at your name and I'll highlight you and stuff, so you'll know that it's towards you and not towards the streamer. Yeah, sorry about the confusion there. And then there's sometimes I don't see your message at all. Like I'm actually away from keyboard, like I said hi or something, then I got up to go do something, and by the time I came back, your message has already disappeared, like up above or something, you know? Which happens. Mute pad 5, pad 7, pad 6, one pad here. Yeah, that's about all I can do, I think. Now I'm going to go to the other emulator, see if that has it too. It should. And if that one's on as well, yeah, it's on. Turn that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe that's the culprit. I'm not too sure. So let's try. More than likely not. I wouldn't be surprised. Performance. You used to show love back, now I'm like, does Aaron not like me? Yeah. It's just laziness why I don't type in like someone's name and stuff. But I do usually see your chat message. But I wouldn't ignore you. I'm not that kind of person. Like, I would let you know that I don't want to associate with you. If that was true. Or I would just block you or something where you wouldn't see my chat and stuff. Something like that. I'm pretty sure you can do that on Twitch. I'm not too sure. Oh, you hope Jelly's still here? There's a good chance. They could... Hold on a second. They could be just AFK or something. Or just... Yeah, exactly. Like, why are you still a mod? You know? I don't like you anymore. Kappa. Dang, that sucks. You got a cold. So what are you doing in World of Warcraft? You, that new expansion or whatever? Yeah, the only thing I did here is I changed the handler joystick to off. For it to detect game controller buttons assigned to hotkeys, and it says may impact performance, but I'm not using hotkeys anymore on my joystick. Maybe that's what's causing the issues. Alright, go to input configuration. Up. The heck? I don't even think that fixed it. Like, I'll still lose connection even if I'm not playing a game. If I'm on the emulator and I'm like doing other things on the computer, like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I come back to like change my buttons or something like that, and it won't work. Even if I'm not playing a game on the emulator, I just have it up. Like right now. No. Wow, dude. Wow. This is frustrating. Now my controller's not even working for this. Dang. Having trouble with World of Warcraft. A game that's super old now. Well, I'm sure it's improved in terms of performance and graphical fidelity and stuff to some degree, but still. The only game on your Switch? The first one? I guess you don't have a Switch too. Yeah. I don't understand. Wait. Why is it not even detecting it now? I'll switch that back on. See if that does something. I know, I want to play Breath of Fire here, but it's like this stream has turned into trying to fix my emulator situation. What the frick is going on? Like, even my SNES controllers not working for my... Like, did it die on me or something? Like, my controller map's not even working either. Wait, do I have this plugged in, don't I? It could just be my controller. I'm not too sure. Maybe it just... something's happening that it's just dying or something. I don't know. But what if because I switched my USB hub, maybe that's what caused it to stop working. That's probably what happened. No joystick connected. Oh, it's a wire controller. It's a Buffalo SNES. I've never had this issue before. It's a Buffalo USB SNES controller. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get my other Buffalo SNES controller and I'm gonna see if that works. Now, if that one works and it doesn't ever drop or do anything, it's the controller. Wire controllers need to be plugged in to work. Got it. Genius. No, it was plugged in. There's just I unplugged it and then I plugged it into another USB. And maybe that's what caused it. Alright, I have another one here. I'm gonna try it and see what it does. And if it's showing the same signs, it's software, it's not my hardware, it's not the controller. Okay. Yeah, well, at least I have good video game music and stuff going, so something you guys can enjoy while we're chatting. It's still saying no. Wait. Okay, so it finally detected this controller. Okay. There's left, there's right, Y, B, A, X. Okay. Yeah. This is my the previous one that I used before this controller. I have two other ones. I actually have 4 in total. I got 2 brand new ones over there I haven't used yet. And I'm using my other older one here. Ew, if I restart the PC, that means shutting everything off, and I'd have to get everything set up again. That would take too long. I don't want to do that. Okay, we got that going. Now, let's see. Go back to the file here. Turn that off because I really don't need it. It does say the handler background to off to on, but I didn't see anything that says that. I found the handler joystick, but I turned that one off. Actually, let me go to my device manager. Device manager. Yeah. View. Show hidden devices. Game controller. Uninstall that one. Uninstall that one. Okay. I'm gonna get off Google here. Yeah, it says handler background off to on. I don't see no handler background. I have no idea what they're even talking about. Handler. Background. Nothing. Unless they mean the input background, which I already have it on. That's probably what they mean. Okay. Do I only PC? No, if I play any modern games, I'm on the PS5. I haven't been on that in a while though, but yeah, if I'm not playing, I only do retro games on the computer, on PC. Retro games for PC, and then more modern light games for the console, for PlayStation 5. Okay, SNES 9X, input, up, left, down, right, B, A, Y, X, start, select, L, R. I wouldn't mind having a Nintendo console, but I haven't had a Nintendo console since the GameCube. And the Switch 2 is enticing, but what they're doing with the game keys, it's just like, I don't know, man. Even though I am more digital only anymore, just the idea that they're pretty much punishing those who enjoy physical, it's like, it's a bad sign. But who knows, if they make like a Switch 2 Pro or something, I might jump into it. Or maybe I'll just wait until the Switch 3 a decade from now. Well, I'll see you guys in 2036. But more likely I'll just stick to like modern games from a PS5. And then I just want to upgrade my PC just so I can play retro games such as like the PS2, the GameCube, and the Wii, and the 3DS, stuff like that, for stream. But yeah, it could be that controller, I'm not too sure. Could be that controller. Okay, so I'm gonna put that game back on here. Go back to RA. Make sure that one thing's turned off too. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Bam. Wait, does it still work? Okay. Left, right, Y, B, A, X, start, select. Down, okay. Okay. Let's see, having the OG Switch gives you all the OG games we also grew up playing. Yeah. You talking like the online shop thing? But you do need the Nintendo account, yeah. That I think they're. I thought it was pretty cool how they have GameCube games now for the Switch 2, which is what it needed. GameCube is freaking awesome, dude. Great game list. I'd like to get back into that someday. Once I get a upgraded computer. Because I can't do that on stream, sadly. Pretty sure I couldn't. Yeah, I thought you had to have the online or whatever in order to get the games. Those older games and stuff. Like the NES games, the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, I think. And for Switch 2, they have like GameCube, which the original Switch doesn't have. I guess makes sense because the original Switch isn't that powerful. So I would assume it would have trouble emulating GameCube games pretty well without dropping frames and stuff. Wait, where are you? Oh, there you are. See, input. I might as well just do this too. Oh, left, down, right, B, A, Y, X, start, select, L, R. Put that back. Yeah. Up, left, down, right, B, A, Y, X, start, select, L, R. Up, left, down, right, B, A, Y, X, start, select, L, R. Alright, the moment of truth. Please, God, have mercy. Orange Jesus. Yeah, paid for. Well, on the PC I get all those games for free through ROMs and emulation. One of the reasons why I do it, because it's yeah, stop the music here. All right, now let's see if we lose connection randomly while we're playing the game. Wait. Why would that be? I thought I fixed that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Gotcha. Actually, let's just switch it back to the... They had it like that last time. There we go. Because even the, wait. Okay. Oh. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you. That's for dang sure. Because I'll be doing the storyline and stuff. I won't be staying on for too long though. It's already getting pretty late. 15 minutes until 11. Whew boy. We just gotta see if I'm gonna lose dang SNES controller connection. If I don't lose connection for however long we stay on here, I'm just gonna grind it out probably. Wait until it does something. Just stay in here and go back, you know, back and forth, make some money. Oh, that's right. I need to check and see what they got in their weapon shop. See, this is items. Question. Okay. This defend, I guess. Yeah. Gosh dang. I'm gonna die already. Wait, what's AB though? ST? AB? What the heck is... Oh, auto battle. Uh-oh. Oh, I got so lucky. I got so lucky. Yeah, AB's auto battle. Yeah, GG's. I did a crit. I'm gonna go hill. Also, I did hear that this game is difficult in a way. For certain things. But one thing you do need to do in order to progress, to know where you're going, figure out some stuff, is just talk to everybody. That's very important. I'm gonna go see what we have for the shop here. I'm hoping that, well, I'm not hoping because I don't want this controller to die on me where it's not working anymore. That would suck. But I got 3 other controllers, so it is what it is, if that's the issue. But I'm not gonna jinx it. I wouldn't be surprised if I do lose controller connection randomly, but because, you know, that happens, I guess. It starts having issues with the hardware inside. It's just weird that it started doing that after, like, during when I was going through all those games on the game list for Super Nintendo. See a Dirk. I didn't mean to do that. Totally forgot I switched the... Actually, you know what? No. Let's switch back. Because I don't want to get confused here. I just wasted my money, I think. There. Oh, I already have a Dirk. Yep, I wasted my money. I'm gonna sell that back. Man, I lost 25. No. Yeah, I need to get to 400. That cloth, though, is 10 gold. Oh. Wait, what all can I wear? Let me check. Are you talking about that intro that I watched earlier? Okay, a weapon, a shield, armor, a helm. What's with the etc, etc? Or is that accessory? Armor, helm, shield. Oh, I see. Wood, SH. Okay. Yeah, I need that saber eventually. Hairband. Arm pad. You know, let's just get some monies. Do 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 do. All right, bro. Fleas. That's a flea? Well, at least they don't hit as hard. Those bulls were a little worse. Oh, dang. Never mind. It's just, I can't take them out with one hit. That's a problem, dudes. Auto battle run. The ST though. I wonder what that is. Should I use this? No, let's run. I'm dead. Or maybe not. I'm dead now for sure. Do you lose anything when you die? You lose gold. Nah, bro. Give me back my money. I wonder if having that controller plugged into the computer all the time is what caused it to short out. It is possible, because I always keep my controllers plugged in to the computer, and I have my computer on 24/7. It only gets turned off whenever I do specific things, like plug into my backup hard drive or something, or we lose electricity or whatever. Other than that, I just restart the computer. And yeah, I just keep it on 24/7. Which is what it's been like that for almost 11 years now. And it still runs. So it is true. Like people are saying, don't keep your computer on all the time. Well, I've had this on pretty much for 11 years. I think what you don't want to do is turn it off and on too much. I think that's what causes an issue. The off and on can probably wear it down over time. But yeah, I just keep mine on 24/7. Wait, you're playing Castlevania 1 right now? What about the arm pad? It doesn't really tell me like, hey, you need a... Sure, I'll take that, whatever. My action goes down, but my defense goes up. My action, does that mean how fast I'm able to act, like in a battle? Because if so, I mean, dropping it down to 2. Yeah, but that 25 defense is really good. Yeah, I'll keep the defense. Oh. Yeah. I haven't really... I mean, I played this one a little bit back in the day. I just don't remember a whole lot of it. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, taking less damage there. That's good. Diddle-oo. Yeah, I'll just use this SNES controller for a while and see if I ever lose connection. If I don't, and I can go for hours and go for days without losing connection with this controller, that's a good sign. I'll keep using this controller, but I'll then switch back over to my previous SNES and see if the problem comes back. And if my problem does come back, it's for sure the Super Nintendo controller. There is an early game fire in this game. Wait, game fire? Okay. Alright, level 2, let's go. AP up 2, strength up 3. When you leave the village. Yeah, I have no idea, like, what's gonna happen or... The only thing we've done is we woke up, the town was on fire, it gets attacked by the dark dragons, and we were turned to stone, and then we wake up and that's it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna talk to everybody. That's something I do know that you need to do in the game. There we go. If I can start one-shotting everything, it'll start to go a little faster. I like the animations and stuff, it's pretty cool. I did hear this game overall is medium. Whoa, what? Hello? The heck is that thing? Yeah, I do like the animations. I mean, compared to other... Oh, I got 2 hits. That was cool. Follow the white stag. Okay. If it's like a rare thing or something, or it takes you to somewhere where it's like your next objective or whatever, or it leads you to an item or something, a hidden item, or it could be a trap. Could be a trap. Game didn't put it there for nothing. I figured I could just like reach it or something, like, hey, well, we're at level 3 now. We're getting somewhere. Do, 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 do. It does have good music. Get wrecked, nerd. I might need to go save it. Because all of a sudden, I run into an enemy that just one-shot you or something. You just never know. Well, that's 7 Saga for you right there. That's 7. I don't think it's as hard as 7 Saga, but... So it says the Frog King. Defeat the frog at Camlin Castle. So I guess that's our next objective. Oh, ST's for status, okay. Where can I see how much money I got though? Confused. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I have 56 gold. Let's save it here. Yeah, I always export my videos to YouTube after stream. Well, the exporting takes a while, so you won't see the videos until the next day. Once I'm able to get to them after they've uploaded and all that, and the quality to 720p, and then I have to put the information in, and the thumbnail and all that stuff. But yeah, I do post all my videos on YouTube as a backup. There's a boar. So there's a stag and then there's a boar. I wonder if you can like catch them or something and then fight them. Probably not, but oh, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Especially when we only have like a little bit of time left. It's already 11:11, gosh dang. I figured I'd just stay here and just grind it out, see if I lose controller connection or something. That's the biggest reason why I'm gonna stay up here for a little bit longer. Just to see if my controller disconnects or whatever. Diddle-doo. Doo-doo. And while we wait, see if I lose connection with my controller, we'll just sit here and grind it out, make some money, level up a little bit. Enjoy the music and animations. It does feel pretty good to play in terms of like the way the battle flows. It feels pretty good. I like it. Do. And I'm saying this after going through like 500 to 600 games on the Super Nintendo with Japan exclusives that were English translated. I can say that the battles, the way the animations and the way the battle feels and stuff, it's pretty good. This is definitely not one of the worst that I played in terms of like an RPG, turn-based and stuff. Like some of them don't even have this. You don't even see your character or whatever. You might see the monsters on the screen, and then you might see like a whack or whatever. It's kind of like Dragon Quest. And the animations and stuff like that aren't even that impressive to look at. So there's even more imagination involved. And some of the enemies don't even, in certain games, don't even have animations really. They just flash a little bit or something like that when they get hit or when they attack. They might see a little claw or whatever. It's just, Some of them are okay that are like that, but... Okay, I'm gonna go heal. But they start to show their age for a turn-based game. But for this one being the first Breath of Fire and it already looks that good, that's when you know you're about to get into a good series. Even though I have heard that the first Breath of Fire is kind of considered as a mediocre game overall. But that says something because, man, I've played some even more mediocre games on the Super Nintendo. Or at least, you know, for RPGs. See how much we got now, 113. Kinda slow. How much do we need here? We need... for that weapon. Yeah, 400 for that saber. Wait, I can just walk through here. I can just get that saber. I need to get 400. So my attack is higher, so I can just start one-shotting everything. So I can get gold faster. Yeah, I would have progressed much further in the game tonight, but like I said, majority of the time I was on, I was just trying to figure out why the heck I was losing controller connection. So, and I was only going to be on for like 2 hours or so. And right now I've been on for 2 hours and 30 minutes. And so like 2 hours and something of that was just me fiddling with all my settings and crap. Something that you would do, you know, when you're offline. But I had to do it because you can't play games whenever you don't have a controller working, so it was very important. Or either I could have just went offline, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stay here and chat with you guys. If there was nobody in chat, there was a higher chance probably I would have just went offline, but it's nice hanging with some peoples. With my peoples. Even if I'm just doing, you know, like a lot of background crap that you guys can't see. Also, the battle system isn't too slow. I've tried slower turn-based games that take longer to get things rolling during the battle. But I do like the animations and stuff. Looks pretty good. I like to one-shot these guys. More than likely be able to once I get to level 4. Oh wait, am I level 4 right now? If so, then level 5. Let's see what level I am. Yeah, I'm level 4. So that's what the L is. Well, we haven't lost connection yet. That's a good sign. But I've had it before where I'd be playing for 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever the heck, you know, hey, I'm not losing connection or anything. It seems to be working, and then all of a sudden I just lost connection. And then there would be times where I would lose connection every couple minutes or every 5-10 minutes or something. Dang, that sucks, man. I hope it's not the controller, but because these controllers, they're not cheap at all. They cost at least $50 or $60 online, so yeah. Maybe sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll see one for like 30-40 bucks or something. It's like, gosh dang, pick that up now, you know. But these very specific controllers that I use, that I like the buttons on and stuff, yeah. I need to buy some more and just keep, you know, hoarding them because you can't find the rubber pads to replace the insides because nobody makes them since they're unique. Like the rubber pads for the D-pad and stuff, and the buttons and all that, especially the D-pad. That one's very unique for the brand, so you can't just get some cheap SNES controllers or something and then swap out the rubber inside into this controller. It wouldn't work. Or you would see, you know, people are selling rubber pads and stuff, the parts inside, separate, but you can't find any for this one. So that's and on top of the controller being pretty expensive. It's like, yeah, it sucks. Maybe one day I'll find a brand or something that's cheaper in price and I like it just as much. And I can go with that, but I don't know. I've bought a couple other brands before and they just weren't as good. They were cheaper, like $20 and stuff like that, but it just didn't feel as good. Felt cheaper quality or something. Well, it's taken longer to level up, that's for sure. Man, the encounter rate is pretty high for this game. Like, it doesn't take long for you to run into some monsters moving back and forth. Which is good for grinding, but it's bad for when you just want to... I guess that's a good thing. You can buy those one stuff that make it where the monsters don't appear as frequent. So I guess that does work. Yeah, I don't want to forget about that. At least they give you an option. Some games don't even do that, where they give you an item that you can just use to lower the encounter rate. So that's a good thing. If you are finding monsters to be a nuisance at a certain point, where you're like, God, I'm tired of fighting these monsters, they keep... I just want to get through this maze or whatever, this dungeon, then you can just use that item to lower the encounter rate. Which is pretty nice. Oh, it's getting dark too. So they have a day-night cycle, huh? Oh yeah, I read something about that. That's pretty cool. So it makes me wonder what difference would be during nighttime, like different monsters for certain areas. And it even looks darker during battle too. That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, that makes sense. Do 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 do. I'll get to level 5. Then I'll have to call it here. So I will try to master this game. For retro achievements, it only has one missable. Defeat Pog in the Dark Forest or Dark Fortress, I think. Oh, that's right. I can just use auto battle. So yeah, this game does have convenience, some good quality of life choices that I'm seeing so far. There we go. Okay. See how much money I have. 288, okay. Yeah, I need to get to 400 and get the saber so I can do more damage. But anyways, I'm gonna get off here now and get ready for bed later. Man, this sucks. I really wish I could have played more, but yeah, that controller problem just... We lost like 2 hours of gameplay, so at least we were listening to some good music as we were messing around. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. And through all the controller troubles, technical difficulties, they never end. So there's always something going wrong. Either losing internet connection or just something. It never fails. But yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, maybe? If not morning, it'll be in the afternoon. Hopefully. But yeah. Thanks for watching and keep me company. Hope you guys enjoyed the shit show. Pretty much. But yeah, I'll see you all later. Take care.